most interesting part about Derinkuyu is the fact that the upper levels are carved out almost like the same quality as the Hypogeum in Malta or the Domus Giganus tombs in ancient Sardinia. It's very sophisticated, done with extremely advanced technology.
Imagine a place where the earth guards its secrets in silence, where every step whispers tales from an era long before recorded time. Welcome to Cappadocia, a surreal region in central Turkey, renowned for its otherworldly landscapes of pastel-hued cliffs, crimson gorges, and the famous fairy chimneys. Majestic stone spires shaped by nature's unyielding hand over thousands of years. But as mesmerizing as its surface may be, the true wonders of Cappadocia lie buried in its depths, hidden from plain sight. The story begins in 1963 in the quiet town of Derinkuyu. A local man, engrossed in a routine home renovation, stumbled upon an anomaly. His chickens kept vanishing without explanation. His search led him to a crack in his basement wall, a crevice exposed during the remodeling. Driven by curiosity and frustration, he took a sledgehammer to the wall. What he uncovered wasn't just a hidden room. It was the gateway to a mystery that would astound the world. At the end of this concealed chamber lay a passage covered in darkness, spiraling deep into the earth. Hesitant yet intrigued, he ventured in. What he found defied comprehension. An immense labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, an underground world unlike anything he could have imagined. Overwhelmed and wary of losing his way, he quickly retreated and alerted the authorities. What followed was nothing short of extraordinary. Experts revealed a subterranean metropolis descending 275 feet into the ground with 18 intricately connected levels. This was Derinkuyu, a marvel of ancient engineering, capable of sheltering up to 20,000 people. It wasn't just a refuge, it was a thriving city with living quarters, schools, churches, stables, wineries, and storage rooms. An ingenious system of ventilation shafts provided fresh air, while a 180-foot well ensured access to water. Massive stone doors weighing thousands of pounds could seal off entire sections to keep invaders at bay. Narrow passageways forced attackers into single file, turning the city itself into a fortress. But who were the visionaries behind this sprawling underground metropolis, and why did they construct it? Theories abound. Some attribute it to the Hittites, an ancient civilization of master builders who flourished around 1200 BCE, citing their architectural expertise and the artifacts uncovered within the complex. Others suggest the Phrygians, renowned architects of the 8th and 7th centuries BCE, famous for their intricate rock-cut facades and grandiose monuments. Yet the truth remains elusive. The volcanic rock, immune to carbon dating, offers no definitive answers. Could Derinkuyu be far older than we dare to imagine? Just a year after Derinkuyu's discovery, workers in Kaymakli, a neighboring town, stumbled upon yet another underground city. This one, while not as deep, was equally intricate. Connected to Derinkuyu by tunnels stretching over 5 miles, Kaymakli featured an extensive network of more than 100 passages, complete with living spaces, storage rooms, wineries, stables, and even a burial chamber. Then came the discovery of volcanic in 1972. Local farmer Latifa Carr noticed water vanishing into the ground, and upon investigating, uncovered a vast subterranean settlement. Volcanic stood out for its ingenious design, including unique communication systems between levels and defensive measures like concealed holes above doorways, used to pour hot oil on intruders. These discoveries painted a startling picture. A network of hidden cities sprawled beneath Cappadocia, hinting at an advanced underground civilization that once thrived here, unseen. Over time, countless other underground structures surfaced across Cappadocia, from modest single-room chambers to sprawling complexes. Then in 2014, during urban development in Nevsehir, workers unearthed what might be the largest subterranean city yet, stretching over 5 million square feet and plunging more than 370 feet below ground. This complex dwarfed even Derinkuyu by nearly 30%. And in 2020, hundreds of miles away in Midyat, an even more massive city was found, Matayate. Estimated to be 3 times the size of Derinkuyu, this discovery stunned archaeologists. Gani Tarkan, the director of Matayat's excavations, proposed a chilling hypothesis. These underground cities were sanctuaries for the persecuted. During the Roman era, when Christianity faced brutal suppression, believers sought refuge in hidden cities like these. Within Madiat, researchers uncovered a Christian church in a room adorned with a Star of David, suggesting the presence of a Jewish synagogue. Water wells, silos, coins, lamps, and even human and animal remains tell a story of resilience and survival. Experts believe the site served as a haven from the 1st to the 6th century, later repurposed as a wine cellar and catacomb. How could such colossal subterranean networks exist, stretching across such vast distances? Were they part of an interconnected system? And who were these enigmatic master builders? One clue may lie in Göbekli Tepe, an archaeological site in southeastern Turkey that has rewritten the story of human history. Dating back to 9600 BCE, Göbekli Tepe predates Stonehenge by millennia. Its towering stone pillars, some over 18 feet tall and weighing up to 50 tons, feature intricate carvings crafted by a civilization we know little about. This ancient marvel challenges the belief that organized religion and monumental architecture emerged only after agriculture. Could there be a link between Göbekli Tepe and the underground cities? Could the same enigmatic civilization or their descendants have created both? This idea gains traction when we consider the work of researcher Martin Sweatman. He believes that one of Göbekli Tepe's most iconic carvings, the vulture stone, may record a cataclysmic event from around 10,950 BCE. According to his theory, the carvings depict constellations and chronicle a comet impact that triggered the Younger Dryas, a period of abrupt global cooling and ecological turmoil that lasted over 1,000 years. If true, this ancient artwork might be one of the oldest astronomical records, preserving the memory of a disaster that reshaped the Earth. Could the builders of Göbekli Tepe have lived through this catastrophe and etched their survival story into stone? And more intriguingly, could the sprawling underground cities of Cappadocia have been constructed as sanctuaries against such apocalyptic events? This idea finds eerie parallels in ancient Zoroastrian texts, particularly the story of Yima, a mythical figure who builds an underground refuge to weather a devastating winter. The Vendidad, a sacred Zoroastrian scripture, describes how Yima was commanded to construct a var, an elaborate subterranean domain designed to protect humanity, animals, and plants from a lethal, world-altering winter. Could these tales reflect the motivations of early civilizations to retreat below ground to survive natural cataclysms? Given that Zoroastrianism's origins trace back to regions near modern-day Turkey, could these legends echo the same historical disaster that inspired the creation of the underground cities? If so, this revelation challenges everything we think we know about ancient societies. It suggests they were not only skilled engineers, but also sophisticated astronomers and collaborative builders, capable of tackling monumental projects to ensure their survival. The inability to carbon date volcanic rock means these questions remain unanswered, for now. But artifacts within these cities, or discoveries yet to come, may one day unlock their full story. Until then, the mystery endures. Are there even more underground cities waiting to be found, perhaps stretching beyond the borders of Turkey? Could they form part of a vast, interconnected network of subterranean refugees built by a lost civilization? Tell us in the comments below. Now, if unraveling ancient mysteries captivates you, then our next journey will leave you spellbound. In the rugged mountains of Montana lies a structure that defies explanation, the Sage Wall. Hidden for centuries, this enigmatic site might just hold clues to a forgotten chapter of human history. The Sage Wall is no ordinary rock formation. It's a monumental structure composed of colossal, polygonal granite blocks, aligned in a straight line that stretches an estimated 275 feet, roughly 84 meters. Some believe the wall continues underground, potentially doubling its visible length. Standing as tall as 25 feet, 8 meters above ground, with stones weighing up to 91 tons, the wall's true height could reach 40 feet if fully excavated. What sets it apart are the strikingly precise angles and interlocking patterns of the blocks, resembling pieces of a giant puzzle. Granite, known for its resistance to splitting into perfect 90-degree corners, rarely forms such sharp, angular features naturally. This has led many to speculate that the Sage Wall is not a product of geological processes, but rather a prehistoric megalithic structure crafted by unknown hands. So why is the Sage Wall virtually unknown to the wider world? Its isolation on private land is a significant factor. For years, the landowners, Christopher Borton and Linda Welsh, had no idea the structure existed. It was buried beneath a dense layer of fallen trees and tangled undergrowth, making it almost invisible to anyone passing through. The wall only came to light when the owners began clearing their forested property, uncovering the massive stone structure in the process. This accidental discovery revealed a site that had remained concealed for untold centuries, raising questions that continue to intrigue both the owners and curious researchers. What makes the Sage Wall even more fascinating is its uncanny resemblance to ancient polygonal masonry found across the globe. From Peru's Sacsayhuaman to Egypt's Valley Temple, from the ancient ruins of Turkey and Greece to the mysterious stonework on Easter Island in Japan, the interlocking style of the Sage Wall evokes parallels with some of the world's most enduring architectural enigmas. Could this site in Montana be another relic of a long-lost civilization, one potentially destroyed by an ancient cataclysm? Skeptics argue that the Sage Wall is a natural formation, a quirk of geological processes. But how can such a perfectly straight, intricately aligned structure be the product of nature alone? Its precise angles and deliberate construction challenge conventional explanations, leaving us with more questions than answers. Now, across the globe, megalithic stone walls share a peculiar feature: mysterious knobs protruding from their surfaces. From the ancient sites of Peru and Egypt to those in India and China, these enigmatic knobs appear repeatedly, yet their purpose remains unknown. Could they hold the key to understanding the origin of these structures? If the Sage Wall in Montana is indeed man-made, wouldn't we expect to find these same knobs? Intriguingly, Michael Collins, host of the YouTube channel Wandering Wolf, uncovered just that. During his exploration of the Sage Wall, he was astounded to find an array of knobs, varying in size and scattered across different sections of the wall, eerily similar to those seen in other megalithic sites worldwide. But how could these knobs occur naturally? And what are the chances they would appear on granite blocks fitted with the same precision found in ancient megalithic architecture across the planet? The knobs, however, were only the beginning of the mystery. As Michael continued his investigation, he discovered an intricate network of features across the site. Large channels, additional walls made of tightly interlocked stones, and pathways all aligned with a precision that defies natural explanation. It was as if the Sage Wall wasn't just a lone structure, but part of a sprawling prehistoric complex that had collapsed and eroded over time. One stone in particular caught his attention, a heavily eroded block that seemed artificially modified. Its features, a square cut, a channel, and a circular groove, were strikingly similar to a granite piece found at Karnak in Egypt. Though weathered, the marks were unmistakably intentional. Above the Sage Wall, smooth polished chutes carved into the mountainside descended in precise straight lines. They resembled ancient water channels, possibly designed for irrigation or drainage. Even more intriguing were the stones marked with small round cavities known as cup marks. These depressions, found in prehistoric rock art across the world, are believed to have served practical purposes such as grinding or food processing. Similar cup marks have been documented at sites like the Kaimanawa Wall in New Zealand, the massive 125-ton stone blocks of Sacsayhuaman in Peru. The parallels between these distant locations only deepen the mystery. Could the same unknown civilization, or perhaps a shared ancient knowledge, have shaped these structures? Michael's findings didn't stop there. He documented areas that appeared to have been carved directly into the rock, as though by tools of advanced precision. The more he uncovered, the harder it became to dismiss the Sage Wall as a mere natural formation. The growing interest in the site, fueled in part by Michael's detailed videos, prompted the landowners, Christopher Borton and Linda Welsh, to take action. They assembled a team of scientists, geologists, and archaeologists to investigate the Sage Wall using advanced technologies, including ground-penetrating radar, magnetic susceptibility tests, and soil sampling. Future plans even include the use of LIDAR to create a comprehensive map of the area. Early findings have already revealed something extraordinary. The granite blocks exhibit an unusually high level of magnetism. Demonstrations showed magnets clinging to the vertical walls, a phenomenon almost unheard of for granite. Could this magnetic pull suggest an intentional design, perhaps for purposes we can only begin to speculate about? Furthermore, the ground-penetrating radar scans of the Sage Wall revealed an unexpected discovery. The structure extends 15 feet below the surface, and directly in front of it lies a perfectly flat foundation. Such precision is highly unlikely to be the result of natural processes. The site's unique features also drew the attention of Dr. Semir Osmanagic, the Bosnian-American researcher renowned for uncovering the Bosnian Pyramid, which he and others argue is the largest and oldest pyramid in the world. Dr. Osmanagic traveled to Montana to examine the Sage Wall himself and concluded that it was almost certainly a man-made structure. One observation stood out. The wall is aligned to face the winter solstice. This orientation is significant, as many ancient megalithic sites around the globe were deliberately constructed to align with solstices, equinoxes, and other key astronomical events. Dr. Osmanagic further suggested that the wall might date back to before the end of the last ice age, over 11,700 years ago. After determining that some of the stones weigh an astonishing 91 tons, he theorized that its builders must have used advanced, now-lost technologies to accomplish such a feat. A glance at pre-Younger Dryas maps of North America reveals why the Sage Wall's location may have been strategically crucial. Positioned along the migration route between Asia and North America during the Ice Age, when a land bridge connected the continents, it would have been a vital waypoint. This route, paired with passages between the Cordilleran and Laurentide ice sheets, is thought to have facilitated the movement of early humans into the Americas. When we examine maps of the massive glaciers that once blanketed the continent, the Sage Wall's location becomes even more intriguing. It sits directly between the two colossal ice sheets and is flanked by three major rivers, each leading to a different ocean. This central position would have made it an unparalleled hub for travel and resources. The area is also rich in mineral deposits, and notably, the largest quartz crystal ever found in Montana was discovered nearby. Today, that crystal is displayed at the Mineral Museum of the Montana Bureau of Mines and Geology in Butte. Was the Sage Wall's location purely coincidental, or was it deliberately chosen for its strategic and geological advantages? Even skeptics who argue that the wall could be a product of volcanic activity cannot deny the convenience of its placement. If the structure is truly as ancient as some suggest, it would mean that it survived the catastrophic events of the Younger Dryas, including the devastating Missoula floods. These glacial outburst floods tore across the landscape with incredible force, reaching speeds of up to 80 miles per hour. In some areas, the floodwaters swelled to heights of 400 feet, reshaping the terrain in their wake. That the Sage Wall endured such apocalyptic forces is nothing short of extraordinary. One compelling theory about Sage Wall suggests that the accumulation of dirt and sediment along its base could be a result of ancient floodwaters depositing debris over millennia. However, if the Sage Wall is truly a fragment of a prehistoric megastructure that played a significant role before the end of the last ice age, wouldn't there be more megalithic sites in the region? A closer look at the surrounding area reveals an intriguing pattern. Maps highlight several mysterious sites and out-of-place artifacts near Sage Wall, with one of the most fascinating being the Tizer Dolmen. The Tizer Dolmen, hidden in an isolated and inaccessible area with no cell service, has garnered attention from researchers like Michael Collins and Dr. Semir Osmanagic. Dolmens are ancient megalithic tombs found worldwide, characterized by large vertical stones supporting a flat horizontal capstone. Famous examples include Ireland's Polnabrone Dolmen and Spain's Dolmen de Menga. The Tizer Dolmen mirrors these structures, with its horizontal capstone resting atop vertical supports to create a small chamber. Dr. Osmanagic observed that granite typically fractures horizontally through natural sedimentation processes. Yet, at the Tizer Dolmen, the stones show vertical fractures, which he asserts are highly unnatural. By examining the stone surfaces, he concluded that the granite originally formed in horizontal layers before being reoriented vertically, an unnatural transformation likely achieved by human hands. The massive capstone, precisely balanced atop the vertical stones, further suggests intelligent design. Natural forces alone couldn't have placed such a heavy block so perfectly. Collins' observations align with this interpretation. He documented peculiar features around the dolmen: holes, linear marks, large scoop-shaped impressions, and knobs on the stones. Intriguingly, the entire structure seemed to rely on a single knob at its base for stability. Without it, the dolmen would likely collapse. These deliberate details point toward human craftsmanship, not random natural formations. The mystery doesn't stop there. Researcher Julie Ryder's website, montanamegaliths.com, showcases numerous photos of strange megalithic sites in the area, including other dolmens and structures like the so-called pipestone walls. While some of these features appear symmetrical and structured, skeptics argue they are simply natural formations shaped by erosion. Even so, their uncanny resemblance to man-made architecture keeps the debate alive. At the heart of the debate lies the Sage Wall itself. Is it a natural formation or a prehistoric structure? While many findings support the man-made theory, it's essential to consider opposing viewpoints. For instance, Timothy Alberino, an author, explorer, and filmmaker, conducted a detailed analysis of Sage Wall, arguing it's a geological formation. He pointed out that the crevices on the wall run naturally from its base to its top, following consistent fissuring patterns. If you examine this crevice, Alberino explained, you'll notice how it starts at the base and continues upward. This kind of fissuring follows a natural geological path. He dismissed the idea of human construction, reasoning that if the wall were man-made, its builders would have staggered the blocks for stability rather than aligning them in straight vertical lines. However, he acknowledged the possibility that fissuring occurred after the wall's construction, as the stones eroded over time. Another argument against the man-made theory is the lack of cultural artifacts near Sage Wall. Unlike other ancient sites worldwide, no tools, pottery, or evidence of human activity has been found in the vicinity. This absence strengthens the case for a natural origin. Geologists also suggest that volcanic and tectonic forces could have shaped Sage Wall. The intense geological activity in the region likely caused the rock to crack and split in ways that mimic human craftsmanship. Over millennia, these forces refined the wall into its current appearance. So what do you think? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible discoveries. Thanks for tuning in.